Welcome to Natchez, Mississippi. This is a really cool property. Not only is it turnkey with a camp and barn and food plots, deer stands, feeders, but it's deer and duck hunting, so you've got hills and bottoms. That is a cool Mississippi rack buck. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Drum roll, please. Welcome to Natchez, Mississippi. On this week's episode, we want to tell you why real estate and why Natchez is the place to be in Mississippi. Hey, we get to sell property and experience the outdoors in a lot of cool places, and Natchez is definitely on the top of that list. About 45 minutes from my house, about 2 hours from Baton Rouge. A great area. Natchez is a river town right here on the Mississippi River. The surrounding counties and parishes around Natchez is some of the best hunting in the state. And the culture here and the people here is just really cool. It's authentic Mississippi, and being that it's so close to Louisiana, it has a Louisiana twang to it too. You know, as hunters, we come up here for the deer hunting, the duck hunting, the turkey hunting, but this place is unbelievable fishing up and down the river, a bunch of oxbow lakes right here, Lake Concordia, Lake St. John, a big public land area, St. Catherine's Creek's right here. Adams County and Natchez, Concordia Parish, the surrounding areas has so much to offer. And for the non-hunter, you know, if you come up here, wives, you come up here with your husband, Natchez is such a cool town. Come here, like this unbelievable restaurant, Route 61, one of my favorite restaurants in the country, is located right here in Natchez. Great food, char-grilled oysters, the tuna salad that I like, great drinks, great atmosphere, what Natchez is known for, and there are literally dozens of restaurants like that right here in Natchez. Hey, in Natchez, they got the plantation homes with the old South feels. There's always weddings going on the weekends, that cool feel, people getting married, happy, having a good time. You got the pilgrimage, you've got casinos, just a lot of cool things. Balloon festival, just like I said, a lot of cool things that happen in Natchez, which makes Natchez one of the coolest places we get to sell land. Hey, it is, the real estate value is unbelievable. It's got a mix of the beautiful hardwood hills that river counties are known for, but also Natchez has a lot of farm ground around it. And as hunters, what does that mean? Big bucks, healthy deer, turkeys, ducks. Natchez just has so much to offer. If you're a hunter, a non-hunter, Natchez, it's really hard to beat. If you've ever thought about buying real estate in Mississippi, if you've ever thought about visiting Mississippi, Natchez needs to be on top of your list, because we love Natchez and we think you will too. All right, so you want to sell a lot of hunting land. It is Friday afternoon at 5:18. We just went through Natchez, or in Jefferson County, Mississippi now, headed down to the river bottoms. This is one of the best areas in the state. It's an area called Anna's Bottom or Church Hill. It's all in this Rodney area. Very unique, and it has a lot of big landowners, great genetics. It has about crop ground around it. This tract is half hills, half bottoms. It's a property we're about to put on the market. The water just went down enough on the Mississippi River where we can see a lot of it, or most of it anyway. And I've got a client been chomping at the bits to go look at it. So we're gonna slide down here and look at it here late on this Friday afternoon and hopefully get it sold. Bentley's with me, and every time we sell a piece of property, he's with me. He always wants his cut, so I guess he's wanting his cut if we sell this one. Here's on my business card. I killed him 3.5 miles that way. I had a place 220 acres that I got to hunt for. 6 weeks, but I had it for sale, and I got to hunt it. And in that 6 week, I had 17 deer over 4-year-old on camera. The water was low, not high water. Yeah. I killed a big non-typical opening day and killed 137-inch 10-point. Like the 3rd week of October, and if I'd have had another week, I'd have killed another. Yeah. But anyway. All right, we had a new listing just north of Natchez in Jefferson County. This is a really cool property. Not only is it turnkey with a camp and barn and food plots, deer stands, feeders, but it's deer and duck hunting, so you've got hills and bottoms. This is a super rare find, and being this close to Natchez, Mississippi, it really checks all the boxes for a lot of buyers. This is a great property. You get that old South feel when you're up in here big time. What I can imagine is, oh, that sucks. The river got up real high, but I'm seeing 40 deer in these food plots, you know. Now, what I would probably do here, which they're kind of doing already, they're letting that grow up. Yeah, you could come in here and you know, do some cedars, and, you know, something like that. When they did the pine trees, so they kind of did it already. From a huntability standpoint, you got stages where you can catch them coming up. You got you know, down there, you've got that field right on the edge of the bluff. You got it in the bluff, and as you go down.
And there's even some hot, I mean, like that's a little hot spot because it doesn't look like this spot right here floods. Even though
yeah, because this is a mid-level water. You can see that flood right there.
Yeah.
So that place that I hunted down Anna's Bottom that way, the landowner called it Forbidden Ridge. He wouldn't let you hunt right on the bluff because he knew from living out there for years that's where they liked to bed when the water was up. So he kept everybody on each side of it. Right there. See, that's always wet right there, even when most things are dry. There's something heading in out of there heavy. Catch you some crawfish. Cypress is drier than the willows. Cypress will dry and semi, but the willows are going to be wet. And so, like, if you see as you go up, like you have pecan and oak start going up through there, it kind of tells you. Like sycamore is a mid-level tree, and you can see it's kind of mid-level. This is what the river bottom can do that nothing else. I mean, the numbers of the game. Nothing. A realtor that works for me calls it Jurassic Park. Nothing competes. You know, the soil, nothing competes with it. It's a negative when the water comes up, but All right, Bentley, you gonna buy it? I think it's gonna cost more than an empty Propel bottle. You gotta save up your money and buy Daddy one of these for Christmas. I'll wear a 400-acre size farm. That's what size I wear. All right, after looking at the property, I think Jacob really likes it. He told me he was gonna be very picky and particular about what he was purchasing. Things he wanted, ducks, deer, and turkeys all in one track. That in itself is hard to find. If you're gonna have ducks in southwest Mississippi, you're gonna have some flood ground for the most part. Well, this property being right on the bluff, you can hunt ducks in the sloughs when the water's low. When the water does come up, you can manipulate habitat and water with levees and food and have a lot of ducks in that flood water. And all the deer are gonna be right there in your large food plots on your fields. With this property already has box stands and feeders, all the ingredients are there. Turnkey, that was, you know, really unique. People like to walk into a turnkey place if possible. And this one has a great lodge overlooking the potential Mississippi River backwater and the big slough right there. You can sit on the porch, watch big giant deer, hear turkeys gobble, and watch ducks fly down in the slough right in front of the house. This truly is a once-in-a-lifetime type of place. And being this close to Natchez, it checks all the boxes. Hey, one thing really unique about this property is his historic Indian mounds on it and all the Indian artifacts on it. In fact, several universities have been digging on it. They're actively digging on it right now, figuring out the history of these Indians. And one really cool thing I always like to think about is the same reason that myself and Jacob like to hunt this area of Natchez, you know, right off the banks of the Mississippi River on the bluff, is the same reason the Indians were there, because it's great hunting. Deer, turkeys, ducks, all right there. And you can imagine 1,000 years ago having a village there and having this much game right by the Mississippi River. It's the same reason we want to be there.
Hi everyone, my name is Meg Kassebaum. I'm an archaeologist from the University of Pennsylvania, and I'm out here with a crew of students from both Penn and the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, all archaeology students, working on an excavation both here at a site called Pumpkin Lake and just down the road at another site called Feltis. I've been working in the area since about 2005 and have come to have an incredible deep respect for the Native American traditions here in the Natchez area. So as far as we know, there have been Native people living in the Natchez Bluffs region, which is where we're standing right now, for probably 12,000 years. And archaeologists find evidence of all of those occupations through time. The time period that I spend most of my time focusing on and that we're investigating here this year is the time period in which they were building these large earthen mounds. There's examples in Natchez, the Grand Village of the Natchez Indians, the Emerald Mound along the Natchez Trace, and then many sites that are on private land like the ones that we're working on right now. Mound building in the area began probably 7,500 years ago, so really long time ago, and then people continued to build mounds all the way up until the point of European contact in the late 1600s. So the sites we're working on right now date to about 300 to 1000 AD, but that's just one tiny slice of this incredible mound building tradition that existed really all across the eastern United States, but there are tons and tons of examples kind of right here in Natchez and Adams, Jefferson, and Wilkinson County, and those have been the focus of archaeological excavations now. Mine since about 2005, but there have been archaeologists working in the area since the late 1800s. We know people were digging on these mounds in the 1800s, all the way up until today. We're still trying to learn a lot more about the people who built the mounds, what they did in their everyday lives, how they lived, how they ate, what types of technology they had. So two of the things we focus on the most are hunting technology. How were people hunting back then? We find a lot of spear points, arrowheads, other sorts of projectile points that really allow us to understand how people were getting their food, what types of plants they were eating as well, how they were making use of this incredible natural environment of the lower Mississippi Valley, and then also what they were doing to sort of cook that food. So we find a lot of broken ceramics. That's a lot of what we're pulling out of these sites right now, and those help us understand what types of foods people were cooking, how they were cooking them, how they were sharing them, what types of family structures and political structures they had. So those are the types of questions that investigating mounds out here can teach us about, and I imagine archaeologists will be working in the region for hundreds of years to come because there's always a lot more to learn about these kind of incredible civilizations that grew up here, specifically because of the presence of the Mississippi River and all of the resources that it has.
Right, it is closing day here in Natchez, so we're gonna slide over here to the Natchez market. You know, I appreciate my clients so much, so I like to give them closing gifts. So a lot of times for our sellers, our sellers, we give steaks and potatoes. So you know, they sell their land and appreciation. They can cook steaks that night. For our buyers, a lot of time we get them big wall maps of their new property they bought. So for our buyer today, we got a wall map coming, and for our seller, we're going to pick up some steaks. I know these bad boys ain't cheap. You thinking ribeye, T-bone, porterhouse? What you think? Go with ribeye. I'm a ribeye guy, so I expect my clients to be the same. All right, I saw something better than the potatoes. We're gonna get them stuffed mushrooms. Oh yeah. Got 3 sellers coming today. 3 steaks and everything they need for the sides. All right. Doing all right today. I got ice chest, mushrooms, asparagus, 2 things of steaks. We got the closing gift, and when you grab this sign, it's always a good day. I always say this on like my Instagram and stuff, but I always say, let's go sell some land. Literally, we're going to sell some land right now. All right, see y'all in a bit. All right, well that went real good. We got both of them closed. It's 5 o'clock on a Thursday. We've had a great week. That's the 4th closing this week, and just a blessed week. And it's fun because those clients bought and sold with us. I know the builder who's gonna build their new camp. I know the property they bought and how awesome it's gonna be. And good Lord willing, they'll send us some more business. Time to get to it, we got more land to sell. So Natchez has always been one of my favorite places to hunt. The giant crop fields and the big hardwoods, great genetics. The deer grow big horns, big bodies, and they're just fun to hunt. There's a lot of them. A couple of years ago, on one of my last years of trained assassins, I was able to take a really unique buck on the opening day of the season. A great hunt with my bow. And it was such a unique hunt, Realtree even put it on Monster Bucks TV, so a super special hunt right here in Natchez.
It's September 30th here in Mississippi. Opening day opened on September 30th instead of October 1st like it usually does this year because of the way the Saturday fell. So it's opening day, it's Saturday. Just something about being in the woods, opening day in your home state. I'm on a new spot I got to hunt, new farm. Great potential, a lot of good deer on camera. There's some good trails and stuff. We got some good pictures of deer moving out through here. So me and Luke set up. Good Lord willing, we'll be drawing back this afternoon. Look, there's a deer looking in a tree right. It's a shooter. He's right behind us, looking in a tree. Look, he is right there. He is right there. Look. There he comes, Luke. There he comes, Luke. Which taking, yes, smoke one opening day in Mississippi. Luke, give me some, buddy. That's what I'm talking about, baby. God, there's nothing like this feeling. Boom, thank you, Lord.
That is a cool Mississippi rack buck. Look at that. It's like he's cool from the front, and when you go from the side, you almost lose him. But a plan coming together. This is the deer we were targeting. You know, these hills don't have hardwood trees down in these steep bottoms. So they bed down in there, and they come up here at night, feed on acorns, go to the soybean fields not too far from here, and they get shot if they don't watch out. But heck of a plan. Luke, thank you for being here. Thank you, Lord Jesus. All right, so this is really cool part of my job. Jacob is looking for a tract of land to bring his family on and invest in. He's been smart with his money, he's been smart with his finances, and now it's time to make this purchase, and I can't wait to help him do it. Much slower and stuff like that. And it's happened to him on 2 Fridays in a row, so I'm sure he's pushing. And yesterday,
We have that.
I was with him yesterday,
Okay.
looking at a share south side. Make it, and we may have already made it. I gotta ask Ryan, he's at a show. We'll make the map, and then they'll send it to me to approve, and then we'll
Cool.
ship right to you. They're pretty cool.
So what on here, Stan, or what do I need to be looking at?
I mean, just it says the information that he knows about the camp, which is not much because we hadn't had it but a year. Did you put the cameras on salt or?
Salt block. Yeah. So
I bet you guys good here.
I'm hoping so. So I got 2 in the bottom, two in the bottom, and 2 in the ends, and pretty much far opposite corners. One is on that far.
The only reason I would say if you showed up and it's like, I'm not seeing, is because of the beanies. That would be the only thing. How tall were they, the beanies? Okay, so they're smoking,
fresh.
right?
They're fresh.
Now, I was down at Southside, same farmer's farm. Down at Southside, I was there yesterday, and the beanies were smoked. I'm talking about the deer were wearing them out on the edges. Yeah. Are we done?
Wow.
Whatever she says.
I have no say so. I do appreciate all your work on it.
Absolutely. I appreciate you letting me
Yeah.
It's been one of those weeks, you know, I love what I do. I love selling property. I love working with my clients, but it's time for us to have a little fun. Cameraman Caleb, Lori, Claire, we're all gonna go out to Natchez, have a good time, have a good meal, and experience what all Natchez has to offer. Lord, thank you this day, thank you this food, Lord. Please let it be nourished our bodies. Forgive us sins, take us safe, Lord. Thank you for letting us come eat with good friends, and let us have a good time tonight. Let us get home safe to our families.